What does it mean to be human? Today I am in Hong Kong, and that is the question that I decided to ask to Rob Lilwall. Rob Lilwall, who describes himself as just a normal, ordinary man. But this man is something else. He goes on the most amazing adventures. He's bicycled across Siberia and Papua New Guinea and Afghanistan and a bunch of other places. He walked across the desert of death. He's been to some of the most remote places on earth, trying to understand about the world and understand about himself. Very fascinating human being who lives here in Hong Kong. So I decided to ask him, what does it mean to be human? And this is what he said.
Fredrik, it's such a good question, but I think there are so many nuances I want to put into it, because I think it's something. I'm sort of thinking about things to do with like facing your own challenges, your own demons. Face your demons. I don't know, which is different for everybody. But I think running from our demons is usually, in the long run, although in the short run it's, pretending they're not there, ignoring them. In the short run it can work, and it can even work for your whole life. You can get away with it. But I think you're missing out on getting through to a kind of deeper, better version of yourself if you don't. And probably the people around you will miss out on that. Even let's say the parent who's never faced their own demons will probably be not offering as much of themselves to their kids, because they'll be sort of trying to hide something. The initial things I learned when I was on probably talking about the first really big trips, was I think on the positive side, I learned I found myself, by throwing myself in the deep end of all sorts of crazy adventures, I learnt I was braver than I thought I was more resourceful than I thought I was. But I also, I suppose, saw, a darker side to who I was, where I maybe should have done something and I didn't have the courage. One probably the worst moment of the whole of that first big bicycle trip was when there was a fire in the building next to where I was staying, and I was with a friend. I was cycling with a friend at the time, and he wanted to run into this building to try, and we knew there was somebody left in it, but the whole thing was engulfed. It would have been a bit of a crazy thing to do, just as my friend was walking towards it to try and go in, it exploded, and like a minute later it could have killed my friend. I wouldn't have had the guts to. So there are those moments, almost like Hollywood movie moments, where you're like, do you have the courage when it comes down to it? And I saw I didn't. So you're kind of seeing both sides in myself. But I'm wondering whether, if we were prepared to face ourselves, including our secrets and our demons and our kind of deep struggles and the secrets we barely even admit to ourselves, that would give us, it opens a door to allowing us to kind of develop the good side of us, which otherwise might just be, which is very hard to develop without facing one's whole kind of mix of good and bad and secrets and everything else inside. I think we would have much better relationships with each other, both on the kind of the close family sort of level, right through to with strangers, through to into countries, I guess. I think so. These are all hypotheses. but you're provoking some interesting ones, yeah. I think I've certainly become more empathetic, which I think kind of equals better in one area of betterness, because I think when we're pretending to ourselves we haven't got any demons, it's so easy to still spot other people behaving badly or whatever, and not appreciate the There's another quote I read, like, don't forget everybody you meet is facing a tremendous struggle, because we all are, and it's so easy to forget that, but when we face our own and we kind of learn, I was like that because I was facing my demons, then I think it does help us to be more empathetic, whether it's the guy who's rude to us in the street, or when we have a tiff with our wife, whatever, and just to remember, well, it's not just the surface thing going on. There's all sorts of deep waters inside us, and so I think on that level, I think maybe it has made me more empathetic and a little bit better.